Not bad at all. That's faster than the last swing. If you're still too wide. Try again, Your Majesty. Oh, careful. You leave your ribs open like that battlefield's gonna carve you in half before your crown even hits the sand.
That's enough, Sahim.
Oh, come on, she's barely warming up. Now I was just starting to enjoy myself. You know how hard it is to find someone in this camp who won't cry when I hit them?
Yes, I understand, but I have need of the queen, so go bother the general for a bit.
Alright, fine.
And no backtalk. Oh, come now, my flower. You truly have to put yourself through all this? You standing on the battlefield alongside us is going to weigh more heavily on me than any foe. No, I won't forbid you. If this is truly the path you've chosen, then I will ensure that you're prepared. Well, the camp is filled with a nervous energy. I'm still trying to figure out if it's excitement or fear. I mean, our men have yet to fight a battle in this campaign. With those holy knights by our side and many of the territory nobles surrendering without a fight, I'm starting to wonder how long fortune is going to favor us as well. And still no sign of your sister. Well, she either hasn't left the capital or she's very good at moving covertly. And your father has a stranglehold on that city. Our negotiations might sway the border nobles, but the loyalists, I think they're all clinging to that capital like a dying animal. And it sounds like he's called his warhorse back from the frontier. It seems Valerian himself is going to be protecting the capital. At least it means that he's pulled most of his troops from the border, but it does mean that we're going to have a lot more men between us and the throne. I don't think there's any avoiding this battle, but it should be Drakemont's last true line of defense before the siege. Listen, Flower. If you go onto the battlefield with us, it's very possible that the Duke will aim explicitly at you, so don't stray far from my side. Just promise me to value your life above all else. Fine, I'll take your silence as an agreement. Don't prove me wrong. Alright, come on, rest. Put out the lantern already. Good morning, Flower. Oh, I expected you'd still be sleeping. I gave you a couple hours because I figured you'd need rest. Oh well. Anyway, time to try on your new armor. Though you'll still be wearing the leopard cloaks, this is just to go under it. Can't hurt to have a little extra protection. It's basically standard issue. Well, maybe a little bit thicker plates, but don't worry, it's not like you're going to be infantry. Speaking of which, can't exactly have you riding on my horse into battle. Meet your new companion. Her name's Ophelia. She's strong, she's courageous, and I'd help you up on her, but she's also incredibly sexist. She would try to bite me. Yeah, she's wounded more of my soldiers than the Drakemont army at this point. I have no idea what you're talking about. There is no hidden meaning here. Ideally, you don't want any men approaching you on or off the battlefield.
My lord, the enemy army is requesting a parley.
Well, it's only right to oblige, but considering what we've seen of Valerian thus far, we don't want to lower our guards. Alright, raise our own banner. We'll ride to meet them.
Yes, sir.
Be prepared for any tricks he has in store. At this point, they're a cornered animal. Stay close.
Well, well, look at you. Quite the conqueror now, are we, Azramel? But do you only know how to sow death and despair? How many deaths shall you bring about in your short reign? I think we all know how history will speak of you.
Greetings, Duke Valerian.
And you should have chosen this kingdom when you had the chance. We could have improved the lives of both of our peoples, but you chose pain and bloodshed instead. And think of the lives that you've ruined.
Well, you would have been quite the fit as a ruler of Drakemont. I'm sure you would have followed in the same steps as her father. You already sound enough like him. Though I'm glad to inform you that our trek here has been quite uneventful. Despite your wishes, I'm sure.
Let's not waste words. A duel. Myself against you, or whomever you call the strongest of your kingdom. No holy knights, no interference. When it takes all. A single fight to decide the fate of our nations. What say you, Azramel?
Well, I'd rather not kill half your men anyway. Fine. If this is your only trick, then I'd... What, you would stop me? That's fair. That probably would be more amusing. Same. Step forward.
Aw, man. Here I was thinking I was about to get a front row seat to the final battle.
Fight well and you'll have a seat at the banquet when we return victorious.
Wait, were you not going to invite me to the victory feast?
Fine. You'll sit at my left hand.
I'm pretty sure the food's the same there as anywhere else.
Alright, I'll triple the baklava.
Now we're talking. Alright, let's get this over with. What? This is your champion? A fool fights for sweets. Don't knock it till you try it, dude.
After I win, I'll take your kingdom and her for myself. Your head will hang from my wall to watch.
Sahim, make it slow.
Alright.
Alright then. Come on, you little fool. I'll make this quick so your king doesn't have to watch you bleed.
Whoa, easy there. Trying to take my head off already? You heard him, I gotta take this slow. What happened to the classic crossing of swords from the fairy tales, huh?
Stand still, you coward!
I guess I don't have a sword. Spears are nice, though. Oh, you almost got me. Good job. By the way, did you really become the land's best warrior with these kinds of skills? If you move your left foot forward and do a horizontal slash at this point...
Shut up! You think you can mock me? You dare to try humiliating me in front of my men?
Listen, it's not my fault you rely so heavily on your training.
How dare you!
But I'll be honest, you've beautifully mastered that Imperial swordsmanship. You're throwing strikes like you're running through a routine, though. You know, that makes you a lot easier to read.
Read this, you fool!
You fight a lot of animals and rigged tournaments lately.
Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, you dropped something there.
Right, you are disarmed. Battle's over. I suppose there will be no death sown on this battlefield. Have your men stand down. Come, let's return.
No! My tale does not end here. I am the Black Lion. I was born chosen. I'm the genius of this age. This is my story to tell.
Alright, bud, calm down. You're gonna...
I am ending this now! I will go down in history as the slayer of the King of Meriden!
Well, that's gonna leave a bruise. Told you the leopard cloaks would come in handy. Didn't know they could stop bullets, but probably should have expected something like this.
Damn, that was a clean shot, Your Majesty. That's what I call teamwork.
Sahim.
What, don't blame me. You gave me like a week to teach her how to fight. And in my defense, I told her to use it only in case of emergencies.
Fine, we'll discuss this later. And thank you. Well, I don't think they planned on honoring this duel, but with their commander lying dead before them, not sure they have much of a choice. Right. The path is open. Send our covert team on ahead. Identify the location of the princess. We march on the capital at once. Well, the walls stand tall, but they can't keep us out forever. Start looking for good trees around the area. We'll need to construct a few siege engines to get past that gate. Well, I didn't expect much from your father, but I am disappointed that he's taking the route that's going to make his people starve. It's just like a king of Drakemont.
If you want, I can have my men run around the perimeter of the wall tonight. Might be able to find a weak point, or someone stupid enough to walk out of a gate.
It's not a bad idea. Alright, just help around here until sundown, and then you take a couple of my... The hell?
Army of Meriden, on behalf of the Princess Elowin, welcome to the capital.
Well, your assistance is appreciated, though it might have been a bit overkill. I take it the princess is safe then?
Well, last I saw, she was doing well. But she's leading her men in a fight against the King's Guard. Not sure if safe's the right word. Hell, she sent me to make sure you'd have an easy path into the capital, at least.
You're telling me she's leading the charge against the last of the King's Knights? Is she single?
Sahim, this is hardly the time for...
Oh yeah, we never could find a suitor that she wouldn't humiliate in a duel and send home with his tail between his legs.
Your Majesty, requesting to take my men and join up with the princess.
Oh, now you're being formal, I'm sure you have no ulterior motives.
Not yet, sir.
Fine, close enough. Go ahead, assist her in whatever way seems fit.
Thank you, sir.
I hope you don't mind if I join your men on the way back to the palace. Everything goes according to plan. Princess Elowin should have the rear exits blocked, and the king ought to be cornered in his throne room by now. She intended to let you handle His Majesty yourselves.
Understood. You're free to move with us. I didn't expect such a warm welcome by your people. It seems your father's rule has been weakening their resolve for quite a while. Seems many of them might see you and your sister as their saving grace. Make sure to hold your head up high as we march to the palace. This is your rightful place, after all. Alright, behind this door sits your father on his marble throne. You think you're ready? Right then.
Well, the traitorous child returns, and brings a desert cur with her.
Well, she and this desert cur will soon have control over your kingdom, old man. Will you not finally recognize her accomplishments?
Spare me. I owe nothing to this creature who abandoned her people, and now dares to return with lies fed by foreign whispers. The High Court will not believe your stories. They know what she is.
You can cease your mad ravings, old man. The Knights of Elisor ride with us, and Lucian II himself has given us his blessing.
Well, it seems you are right, old friend. The goddess truly has abandoned this kingdom.
You have no friends here, old man.
Yes, I suppose. Yes, the cost is of no consequence.
I think he's finally lost it.
So be it. Indeed, it may be time.
Guards, take him and move him to the dungeon.
Yes, sir.
There comes a time
I'm sure any of Elwyn's men can point you in the right direction.
Hands, I suppose. Dormiva my eternum.
Oh great, now he's speaking nonsense. Suppose he really has lost his mind. Wait. Sorcery. Men. Get him. I can't move, sir. I can't move.
You are unbroken. You have grown strong.
Gag him now! Already on it, sir?
Curse you, Azar.
So he's a tyrant, a sorcerer, and a danger to every soul in this realm. Great. Well, let's do this officially then. Aldred Vaethra Drakemont, you stand accused of forbidden sorcery, treason against your own kingdom and blood, and attempted murder of a foreign sovereign in your own halls. You will face judgment in Elisor once we've cleaned up your mess. Take him to the dungeon, and make sure his mouth stays covered.
I'll make sure of that, sir.
Well, I won't complain, Flower, but I am curious. How were you able to resist his attack? I could feel my consciousness fading a few seconds after he started his spell. Restlessness. What kind of a blessing is that? That's just what a night owl like you needs. Well, I suppose I have the goddess and Father Lucian to thank as well, then. Right. And now that we're here, I believe the seat is yours. What, after all that, you're going to complain about a cold, hard seat? Fine, I'll take it. You can sit on my lap if you want. Yes, I know, we can't really take a break. Besides, I'm pretty sure I can already hear a crowd gathering outside. We'll need to give a victory speech soon enough. That and addressing them will ease any fears. Alright, let's go. Yes, I have practiced it. Don't worry. People of Drakemont, thank you for your warm welcome. We have heard your cry for change long before we reached your gates. We heard your fear, exhaustion, and hunger for a future that was not chained to a throne rotting from within. And so, we have come not as conquerors, but as those who would answer your call. Many of you may have heard stories about me, that I am a vicious man, that I killed my own family for power, and by now I'm sure you've heard whispers about my queen, your former princess, that she is a mind-altering witch, a danger to her own blood. Well, a danger to her own blood she may be, but only the crazed ones. And yet, you have chosen to trust us. You have opened your gates to us, and you have placed your future in our hands. Because of that courage, we now stand here together. We shall be two lands that value change, trust, and honor above fear. And together, Meriden and Drakemont will know prosperity, through stronger trade, safer borders, and leaders who act in the interest of the people. By my and my queen's decree, your Princess Elwyn shall rule here as your local lord. She shall hold the title of the Duchess of Drakemont. I've no doubt she will guide this land with the strength and direction you deserve. And from this day on, we are no longer two kingdoms. We move forward under one purpose and one banner. Together we will rise and rebuild. Together we will be one great nation. Careful, Sahim. If you stack that baklava any higher, it might achieve sentience.
Listen, Your Majesty, if it does, I promise to befriend it before it attacks. Besides, you promised me your left hand and endless baklava, and I intend to honor this sacred treaty with my entire soul.
I think you mean your entire stomach. Well, you fulfilled your part of the bargain by not dying. Quite generous of you, I suppose.
I do what I can.
I must say, this honey is wonderful. If the cooks of Meriden were any more talented, I'd have to consider assigning them penance.
Well, I'll pass along the praise, Father Lucian, though it seems a great punishment indeed, feeding an archbishop too well.
I assure you, Majesty, I've seen far worse temptations. Speaking of the tempted, you had asked about Aldred Drakemont, yes, my dear?
Actually, we were both interested to hear about that.
Then you may both rest assured, his trial in Elisor is concluded. Guilty on every charge. The spirit that he allowed to twist his mind has been removed, and he now sits powerless in the northern cells. He will not be troubling either kingdom ever again.
Well, there you have it. Real justice. Not the mockery they tried to pass off in Drakemont. Though I suppose I shouldn't speak poorly of Drakemont now, considering its new leadership.
Yeah, no bad-mouthing Drakemont. But anyway, I say good riddance. The man tried to kill you both and almost ruin half the continent doing it. A little dungeon time is the least he deserves.
Yes, I do agree, though I do not expect little to be the measure of that dungeon time.
Nor should it be. No, but I'm through talking about him. Sahim, you've been dying to talk about Duchess Elowen all night. Any news?
Yeah, she's busy.
What, that's it?
Busy with the reform, son, or busy avoiding you?
Listen, she's not avoiding me. She's just, running a dukedom takes a lot of focus.
What, so she kicked you out of her office?
Apparently, I'm too distracting, even when I'm just standing still.
Truly a burden you must bear.
Look, she'll calm down once the policies are settled, and once she stops trying to duel all the old nobles that are disagreeing with her. Actually, I doubt she'll ever stop trying to do that.
Well, you weren't complaining when she dueled you.
That's right, but I actually won.
Yes, and then she leapt bodily into your arms and proposed marriage before her feet ever touched the ground again.
Okay, listen, I wasn't prepared. I had just put down my spear, Your Majesty, and there were witnesses. There were at least 30 people looking.
Are you sure about that? I believe the number has grown since the last time you told the story.
Sorry, Father, I get worse at counting when a beautiful woman's in my arms. You are forgiven, my child.
Well, you're gonna have to get used to it, Duke of Drakemont. Sahim the Steadfast, Sahim the Shield, Sahim the Easily Flustered.
Please don't add that last one to the heraldry plaque.
Alright, if you behave, I'll limit it to 2 plaques.
Your Majesty, your husband's bullying me.
What, don't look at me like that. You knew what I was like when you married me. Not that you had much of a choice, but...
Well, she did at the real ceremony. Speaking of which, we'll have to correct that for you too, Sahim. Kids these days are always rushing into things.
He's right, Sahim, it's the right thing to do. Also, you get a blessing that might save your life a couple times.
Hopefully we don't run into any more of those situations. Speaking of blessings, do you guys actually think that I have the right temperament to be a duke? I mean, Elowen hasn't slept in a few days, she barely eats, and she keeps sending me a list of tasks that I hardly understand.
Well, hardly anyone's born with the temperament to rule. You simply endure it until you learn how to fake it convincingly.
Oh, you'll be fine, Sahim. Elowen chose you for a reason, I'm sure.
Yes, she says I'm sturdy. At least that's what she said when she jumped on me. Although I feel like that's kind of more of a compliment you say for furniture.
Well, you still agreed to the proposal.
What, she was hanging off my shoulders and shouting in my ear. What was I supposed to say? No, please get down first?
Clearly a match made by the goddess.
Well, you'll get used to it all eventually. Besides, you could use a good woman to keep you in line. And speaking of good women that keep us in line, I'd like to raise a toast to my queen. You've carried us through all of this, kept Meriden steady while they tried to tear it apart, and you've done more than support me throughout this entire endeavor. You've earned this peace more than anyone at this table.
Hear, hear! The unity of your two nations began with your courage. Let this feast be the first of many shared celebrations.
And if all the future celebrations have this many desserts, Drakemont and Meriden will live in harmony forever.
I'll make sure the royal kitchen is informed that the security of the realm depends entirely on honey and pastry.
As you should.
Right then, raise a glass, your majesties. To peace hard won, the kingdoms restored, and to a brighter future.
And all of us who live to see it.
Cheers! So I'm allowed to take home whatever I don't finish, right?
Oh, come on, I know it's not even going to get to the border.